Logan, Alex the RC Freak here, coming at you with another video on building the shocks for the Scx10 II. So, I already got the seals in these three. Saved you the time of watching me do that. We'll build this one. I put green slime. You use Team Associated green slime. It's a secret sauce I like to use on any O-ring for RC cars. So you get all the way. You slap some on the O-ring here. You take the O-ring right here. You take it, squeeze some of this stuff on there. This one's almost out. Squeeze some of it on there like that. Now, what I like to do is just kind of like dab it with your finger. Get the whole thing submerged in it. There's these little washers right here. Oh god, I'm getting that all over my shock body. But there's these little plastic washers. Make sure you clean all the debris and stuff, or burrs, or whatever you want to call them, off of it. But stick this O-ring in there like that. Make sure you put the plastic washer in the center so it spaces them apart. And screw this is the bottom cap. Screw this cap on, finger tight. One thing I will say about these shocks, I don't know, like I said before, Axle, even though they bring out a kit, they still go really cheap. So these are all plastic. This is plastic. I mean, these are always plastic usually, but there's a lot of plastic in this kit. The only thing they really give you that's aluminum is those suspension links. Big whoop. But anyway, I'm almost getting ready to do the training, and I got these hardened steel gears, so I can't wait to install that. That might be kind of like a shot in the dark. I don't know if I'm going to make a video of that, because it doesn't really show it in the instructions how to do the 2-speed, because it does not come with the 2-speed. But anyway, these shock bodies are done. These shock caps, now, or shock shafts, and the shock piston are by these E-clips. These are kind of tricky to pop in there. I already popped them all in. These pistons fit on there nice and tight. They're a 3-hole style. But yeah, these 2 E-clips on each shock shaft to hold the piston in place. The stock shocks will come with these little O-rings right here. They're on my little wrench. We're not going to be using that. We're going to use the Team Associated 18T shock bladders. So what you got to do is take a thumbtack, pop this in there, pop a little hole through there, and so that way you can have some air breathing through. But you don't need to do it super big. You just need a tiny little peephole in there, and you can take this little thumbtack on the back side and poke it in that hole on the reverse side, and make sure when you do this that you don't do it on this outside ring, because you can risk leaking, shock leakage. So make sure you're on this inside ring, right in there. So, just letting you know. But, yeah, let me just finish doing this shock, and then I think we'll be done doing... I went through that one all the way. Just gave it a little too much pressure, but it's alright. It's alright. Stick this back in the wall. Sorry about my hand reaching across there. Alright. Apologize. So you got all the caps basically ready to go. These are the ones that have the reservoir. The fake reservoir. These are fake, by the way. So, take your 1.5 millimeter. Take the reservoir, stick the shock up through there, and then thread it on. Now, I'll probably change out these shocks just because they're cheap, you know. They're not, to me, they're not anything like high quality or anything like that. I'm not going to put the stickers on. The shocks come with these stickers. I hate stickers, so I won't do it. I don't know, I may do it later, I don't know. I doubt it, because I don't like stickers at all. I think they look, you know, cheap. So, basically, you just screw these together like this. Screw it together, snug it up. You don't need to, you know, tighten them super tight. You'll strip out that little screw. It's a little tiny screw, so, yeah. But you just basically do this to all of them. the plastic caps on these shocks feel super cheap. Like, they got the cheapest, slightly upgraded looking shocks for this kit they could find. And I'm not trying to bash this kit, I'm really not. And just some of the stuff I see is like, you really could just went the extra mile for the customer, but you know. Okay, so you got all the caps built. I got all this plastic here. Let's see if I can do this without flinging all this stuff all over the place. So basically what you want to do is you got this, then these plastic things fit pretty tight. These collars, I like how these are threaded. I do like that. That's a nice design. But you just basically start threading these together. Thread them on. The plastic things already come threaded, so it's not like it's going to be tight. It shouldn't be tight. I just like to start, and this is the way I like to do it. You know, the instructions will tell you to do it all a different way, but since I'm doing something custom to these shocks, that I'm going to try to make them as smooth as silk. So it'll take a few minutes to bleed it. I'll probably pause the video for that. You got rod ends. Here are the rod ends I'm going to use for the bottom. And I'm going to use metal, because metal is just better. Anyway. And these are the flanged little nut there, so just keep that in mind. For anyone who's wondering. You pop in there, nice and tight. These are kind of older ones, they will work though for right now. I might put different ball ends on these shocks. These shocks are kind of, the ball ends are kind of, I don't know, not the best. But I'm going to be getting different shocks for this. I can already tell I don't like how these are made. They're just, I don't like it. Do not like it. Now just very gently push the shock through there. Gently. So that way you don't cut the O-rings. Because you can have leakage after that. So basically we're going to build one shock together. Here. Stick this rod end on. So, just going to take this, squeeze it as tight as we can. Use my little assisted wrench thing. Squeezing it tight. Can't see the thread anymore. Okay, so just do that until you just stop seeing the threads. These are 90mm shocks, by the way. I may try to do 100mm or 106mm shocks. Not 100% sure. Not sure what brand I'm going to do. These are shock bump stops. If you want to stick them on there. I don't, because it's a crawler. You want the shocks to compress and stuff like that. But just so everyone knows. But let me just get my oil real quick. Alright, got my 10 weight Team Associated oil. That's what I like to run on rock crawlers myself. That's a personal preference thing. So basically what I like to do, you bring the shock all the way down, right? Push it up just a little bit, about 6mm, push it up. And just take the oil, fill it, till you almost, and of course you're leaking all over the place here, until you almost see how you got Let's see if I can get a little bit better light. But see how I got about, I don't know, about 6 millimeters from, the oil's like right here. The oil level's like right here. So all this area is empty with air. So what I'm going to do is very slowly push the shock almost all the way to the top. And very slowly bring it down. Now the shock bleeding the right way takes some time. You know, some people will sit there and try to do it all as fast, do like 2 strokes, still kind of have air in it, you know. But I like to take my time with shocks to try to get them as absolutely smooth as possible. It's a patience thing. So now I can add a little bit more oil because you're going to have to. Of course, I'm leaking all over the damn place today. I don't know what the hell is going on with this damn thing. Alright. Sorry about this. Freaking giant mess. I hate making a mess when I'm doing shocks. Especially with a brand new kit. It's one of those things that's just like a pet peeve of mine. But it happens. So whatever. But anyway, just like I say, slowly move it down. Slowly. Go back up. And you just want to make sure that, you know, you don't feel any binding in the shaft. In here, you don't see any excess fluid dripping down the shaft, because that would be a problem at that point. But see how it's just a little bit under there? Stick one of these bladders in. Take it, stick it in, just like that. Bam, done. Take your cap. Make sure you get it threaded right. Now you just need to snug it up. You don't need to crank, you know, man-hawk tighten it. Let's get it snugged up. Now, this is the point to where you want to take off all the oil residue that's on this shock. So make sure it's nice and clean. So, and then you can see, test out your shock. I may need to actually take a little bit of that fluid off. So, what I'm going to do is loosen it, compress the shock. It's going to leak fluid as you screw down. As far as down as it'll go. Okay. So, just, you know, make sure you have a kind of an old towel and kind of clean, you know, the excess oil off with. And, you know, it's a little messy doing this, you know, shock rebuilds, but it's super smooth. So, but yeah, I won't bleed all the rest of them on camera because it'll take a little bit of time, obviously. But thank you for watching. Alex RC Freak out. Peace.